1, 2. Right, colleagues, I'm going to need your help. So I'm going to count down from 5. When I mention the word 1, we all go shh. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys are incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this moment to welcome each and every one of you by wishing you a hearty good morning on this beautiful Tuesday morning. 25th for some. I can see they are smiling because of that effect. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, it's all right. We'll move along. But I'd like to take this time to welcome our distinguished guests, Professor Mutwa, right here in front, our Vice Chancellor, as well as our DVCs that are here across the room, the Registrar, our Executive Directors, Executive Deans, Senior Directors, CIO, CEO, Dean of Students, and the Dean of Learning and Teaching, as well as all other guests over here. And of course, to mention our VIPs, the reason why we are here today, and I'd like them to give themselves a massive round of applause so they can hear students are here with us, our SRC presidents and all SRC members. It sounded a bit flat, guys. Remember, there's people online as well that should be able to hear that you're excited that today we're inaugurating you. Our SRC 2025. We'd also like to take this time to welcome our viewers that are streaming online on YouTube. Welcome, and we consider you here with us. My name is Uyanga Lusasa. I'm with the Department of Student Governance and Development, and I'll be your program director for today. So it's a very nice and simple program, ladies and gentlemen, so that we can kick off with the investiture, and the flow will be a welcome from our professor. After that, it will be the taking of oath from our SRC, and then an address from our SRC president, and then followed with the vote of thanks as well as refreshments. So that is pretty much the painting of how today is going to flow in case you don't have a program in front of you. So colleagues, yesterday I was trying to think, what is even SRC Investiture? I used to call it Investiture. You know, I used to tell it, but now when you're an MC now, you have to learn the proper pronunciation of the word. So, of course, I went on to Auntie Google, did a little bit of research, lying there on my bed, checking what is investiture. And I had a look there, and then I checked, okay, fine, it's very much linked to leadership. Then, of course, I went and I looked for leadership quotes. I checked, and when I was on the 100th and something, I didn't like any of them because the leader this, the leader that, and I'm sure you guys knew. So, of course, I went on to other recent new research platforms that we have, such as people's status updates and TikTok accounts and Instagram feeds and stories. And I landed on one story from a colleague of mine from Solplaki University that's also a practitioner on that side. And forgive me, it's titled here, Xhosa Proverb, but it's actually written in English. It says here, dawn does not come twice to wake up a person. And the meaning of that is that when you get an opportunity to take it, you may not get some other opportunity again. And that is the seed that I want to plant here to our student leaders today, that opportunities of a lifetime must be seized in the lifetime of the opportunity. This is that opportunity. Take with it and run with it. And may the students remember you in your tenure of 2025 with memories of the impact that you had, the development they had, how inclusive you were, and how you represented their voices and elevated from who they were on the previous day. And of course, stand for what it is that you have on your chest, which is change the world. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to be doing the address for you today. I've got someone much more capable, someone that we all love and adore, and I want to ask you to please, for the welcoming address for our investiture today, please give a warm, hearty welcome for our Vice Chancellor, Professor Sibongile Mutwa.
I'm so short. Thank you very much, Program Director Yanga. I was saying that I always feel buoyed when I see you because I always know it's going to go well. Thank you very much. I want to greet this morning Osingaye, under the leadership of the President of the SRC, Mr. Latita Mbuzwana, the Secretary General, Mr. Buhle Mchunu, and the entire contingent of the Student Representative Council of Nelson Mandela University. I want to greet all the student leaders that are gathered here this morning and those that are participating online, leaders of societies and all formations of student leadership at our university. I want to greet the Deputy Vice Chancellors this morning. I've seen Professor Andre Kiet just sitting here in front, Dr. Muki Mueng, and Mr. Lutando Jack, and the entire executive management of our university that is here. I want to greet the deanery as a whole and the executive deans of faculties. And I know that the deanery are having a meeting. They are supposed to have a meeting that have started at 8:30 this morning, and then they have made it a point that they postpone that so that they are at this very, very important function. I want to thank you, Muki, and the deans and the whole deanery for doing that. The deanery is the executive deans, all the deans, deputy deans, and heads of campuses. I want to greet all our staff and students and say all protocol is observed. This morning is a brief yet solemn and important gathering. It is my privilege and pleasure, Acting Dean of Students, Ms. Bongela, to address this important gathering today. Many congratulations to the members of SRC of 2025 on your election. Greetings to all students that are participating on the virtual platform. The use of technology in this way has enabled us, the members of the student body who are elected to this SRC leadership collective who have elected this leadership collective into office, to witness the taking of the oath as a public commitment to the responsibilities of office and how these must be performed with integrity. While today marks a particularly important and annual event in the calendar of Nelson Mandela University's governance architecture, as you know, of course, that the SRC is a product of the Higher Education Act and the statute of the university. The day is also important in its own right because it allows us an opportunity, President, to foreground the SRC's transformation mandate, which should be anchored, in my view, by the sentiments of students and by the ambitions of students and by their experiences on the ground. Our commitment to being an African student-centric university is an ambitious aspiration. Achieving and living this out, this ambition on a daily basis calls on all of us to be courageous in our leadership, and it calls for an ongoing commitment to our university's transformative, noble mandate and agenda, an intention which is made visible, I hope, by your poise, how you show up, and your willingness to lean in to the values and ethos of our university all the time. Serving as an SRC member, Mr. President, is a leadership mantle that we have chosen to wear. Credible and authentic leadership requires that you become the epitome of the student-centric university that we strive to be. As an SRC leader, it is incumbent of you to walk the talk each step of the way and all the time, even when no one is looking. Our Mandela Way, which we call the Mandela Way, seeks to position our university as a values-driven university in the service of society, promoting social justice. We seek to address the complex challenges we face in innovative and humanistic ways based on the values and principles of our namesake, in ways that set us apart from others, from other universities. We would like you, when you leave as the students, as the graduates here, that people do not wonder which university you came from, that people can tell that this leader, this young graduate, came from Nelson Mandela University. This approach is grounded and threaded in our Vision 2030, a vision which our students, your predecessors, played a key role in shaping. In order to build the desired values-driven institutional culture, the posture of the SRC should embrace social cohesion as a proposition, and they should espouse the principles of democracy and inclusion of all students. You represent all students, not the political parties that sent you. So you must embrace social cohesion as a proposition and espouse the principles of democracy and inclusion of all students, regardless of their political inclination and of their circumstances and of their backgrounds. It is therefore fundamental that your collective as leaders recognizes and engages with a diversity of ideas to advance a developmental and institution building agenda. Our approach at Mandela University is guided by the philosophical principle that we inspire into servant leadership. We prioritize the needs of others. We demonstrate humility. In a way, we put service before self. The higher education environment, as I move to conclude, Program Director, the environment nationally and globally has become increasingly complex. As student leaders, you will need to distinguish all the time as to the issues that lie within the ambit of our university and the ones that are broader societal challenges that are beyond the scope of the university for us to address. So you must be prepared to be outward facing while you lead students within and inside the university, for that trains you to be a leader. While we have to address all these challenges, we need not compromise our capacity for collective solution seeking in the best interest of our university. We should put the student body first, and then we should put our university first. There will be times as student leaders that you will be challenged to make difficult choices which could test the core principles that guide your leadership. That is when the values that we espouse will serve as a lodestar, as a guide in doing what is right, even when no one is looking. It is important to know and champion the university's distinctive and defining values that propel all of us. These are diversity, for those that have not familiarized themselves with them. The second one is excellence, Ubuntu, social justice and equality, integrity, and environmental stewardship. President and members of the SRC, your investiture is an extremely significant ceremony as it confers upon each member of the SRC the formal responsibilities of serving in this leadership capacity. By putting yourselves forward for election and by the virtue of the faith that the students' electorate has shown in you, you have accepted on your shoulders a daunting yet exciting responsibility of selfless service to students, to the university and its community. For this, we salute you and we commit to support you in your roles. As mentioned when I started, leadership comes with responsibility. As democratically elected student representative, I urge you to deploy your mandate with courage, authenticity, discipline, humility, discernment, in ways that advance Mandela University towards the noble path that we have chosen for ourselves. All of this is possible if we are committed to responsible engagement in active pursuit of a shared and common goal of our university. Even at this positive moment, I would have failed in my duty if I did not mention that our university continues to be faced with the scourge of gender-based violence and sexual harm. I would like to invite you as the leadership of the SRC to work alongside the Council, the Senate, and the leadership of the university to fight this scourge whenever it happens. I need to stress, as I finally conclude, that you must not lose sight of the purpose of being here at Mandela. That is, we are here to study. That is why we would like our SRC members to be exemplary because of their good grades, to do well in their studies, to exemplify excellence to other students. In this regard, I would like to urge you to find a balance between your leadership responsibilities, President, that you have voluntarily taken up, to find that balance with your academic responsibilities. Congratulations again from all of us on your election to office. I send the greetings of our council under the leadership of our chair, Justice Nambitha Dambuza. I wish you a successful and productive term of office. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, ngicela siphinde siqhubele nomama wethu, our Vice Chancellor, Prof. Sibongile Mthethwa. Prof, I must admit, you did trigger a nerve personally to me when you mentioned the words doing things the Mandela way, and also how will people remember you. It makes me remember on the day after I got married on the 6th of August. My mother-in-law bought me this suit, and she doesn't even really know me all that well. And I asked my wife, what is it for? And she said, I must just tell you, I'm proud of you, son. This is from me to you. And that has always been a symbolism. I wear it each and every day. I was wearing it yesterday, last week, each and every day. I bath with it. And it reminds me every day to do things in such a way, if I can put it in your words, the Mandela way, so that how my wife and my kids and even my in-laws will remember me will be in a sweet, beautiful way. And that's what I wish to translate as well from the speech from Uprof as well to our SRC. That is, you are wearing that beautiful badge with an incredible, incredible sense of responsibility with the name of our late President Nelson Mandela. May you also have something that will remind you to do things in a way that will inspire positive change, empowerment, as well as impact. So once again, Prof, thank you for that. Colleagues, allow me please to paint a picture of our following note on the program, and that is the taking of the oath. In the next few minutes, I'm going to be calling our acting Dean of Students, Ms. Vuyo Bongela. But before I do, can I just quickly explain how it's going to work? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to call each SRC member to come up to the front. So obviously, Mr. President, you'll be standing right here, and it's going to be going down all the way to my camera and over to that side. And then when the first line is getting full, we're going to start another line behind the president, and so on and so on and so forth. Is that all right? And then thereafter, then I'm going to ask our acting dean of students to come take the podium, which is where I'm at, and then she will lead our VIPs here today in an oath. Is that all right? All right, thank you very much. Okay. If we were at a wedding, I was going to ask for a song before I call out these VIPs, but of course, ladies and gentlemen, we are anyway, in such a formal gathering. Let me keep it moving swiftly and beautifully. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask that you save your round of applause for the end, but of course, when I ask that, people sometimes do feel led to do what they do, so I'm going to leave it to you guys, but I'm going to call on our SRC President, Olatita Mbuzwana, to come up to the front. Followed by the and then Malwande Mazingisa, that is our Deputy President. Followed by our Secretary General Buhlem Tunu. Can I ask my DJ just to give us something nice and on the background so it doesn't sound funeral vibes? It is a celebration after all. And then I'm going to call on our Deputy Secretary General O Mkanyezi Matikizela. And that is followed by the Minister of Finance, our Treasurer General Jonathan Penrith. And ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, our Accommodation Officer Bayanda Maboza. And Society's Art and Culture Gift Causer. And our Sports Officer for 2025 in our SRC, Sibonga Konke So Mpofu. Absent, all right. I failed to mention in the beginning, ladies and gents, there are some SRC members that are not here with us today due to academic commitments, because as you heard, the Prof said, the academics are the main goal. So some of them couldn't attend, colleagues. Thank you for noting that. And then our Community Development, Transformation and Gender Officer, Jeffrey Maswangani. And ladies and gentlemen, due to venue constraints, I'd really like to express a massive, awkward, very awkward apology on my knees, asking for your sympathy, because we couldn't get any other venue besides this one, and unfortunately, it is not as disability friendly. I'm sure in future we're going to be working on that. But without further ado, let me also welcome here, who is here with us, Aya Bulela Ndlungwane, our Accessibility, Disability and Special Needs Officer. He is there right on top. Thank you very much. And your smile means that you accommodate us, because our home things are our home things. So thank you for embracing us and accepting that. And our international officer, ladies and gentlemen, Vanessa Chiramba. Not here. Thank you, President. All right, and we move on to our Opidoni officer, Sihle Mkingsani. Mkingsani is still coming. All right, they are on their way. Okay. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, our academic officer, Somila Komani. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, on my on the North Campus Premier, we've got Usinalo Silo, that is our South Campus, our South and North Campus Premiers. We've got Usinalo Silo. Where's the round of applause? Right. And our North Campus Premier, we've got Uliyema Ndongeni. Prof. Muta, I forgot to mention in my introduction that I am too from Robben Island, which is Missionville campus. So allow me to be biased for my kids, for my students. Ingwala Cheche, game changers. Our Missionville campus, local SRC, starting off with my premier, Akanyile Mazwi. Followed by our secretary, Sabelelo Mtsocha. He's still coming through. Thank you, President, for that. And last but not least, our Minister of Finance there at Missionville campus, Abiso Dlamini. And ladies and gentlemen, moving on to our 2025 George Campus Local SRC. Our premier for our beautiful George Campus is Bekane Mhlangu. Is in class, all right, thank you. And we've got our secretary for George Campus, and that is Offense Spele. Followed by the treasurer at the George Campus, Nikita George. All right. And the academics, transformation, and gender portfolio is Loyiso Khawana. And our sports, arts, and culture portfolio is carried out by Solwabise Ntutwana. And accommodation, student support services is Sinako Yapi. And ladies and gentlemen, moving over now to our 2025 Second Avenue Campus, local SRC. Please put your hands together for our premier, David Lechodi. Followed by the Second Avenue local SRC, Ayanda Ngosi. And right after the Queen, we've got the treasurer, Amkelwa Bukhuza. And still from the Second Avenue, LRC, Academics, Transformation, and Gender, Asive Miyataza. And handling all things sports, arts, and culture at Second Avenue campus, Nomtandazo Mkomalo. And accommodation and student support services, Kwako Mayapi. And that concludes our Second Avenue local SRC. Moving on to our Opidani Council. On our Opidani Council, we've got Usihle Mkingisane. He's coming, all right. And then we've got Phineas Matebula. Phineas, all right, thanks, President. That's our Opidani Council member, as followed by Avive Takela. All right, she is here. Can we give her a round of applause, ladies and gents? Make her feel welcome. She is also our Opidani Council member. And our other Opidani Council member, we've got Ulisa Ginu. Followed by Unati Langa. Natilanga, she's coming. Okay. And we've got Lupelo Msutwana. Lupelo Msutwana, also our Opidani Council member. And next up, ladies and gents, we've got Takatso Makamo. Yay, Yaiva. And ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, on our Opidani Council 2025, we've got Clinton Mhlambi. All right. If I were on a cell phone SRC president, Veronica would say, you have insufficient airtime, please load airtime. But in this context, I've got insufficient space at the back to load more SRC members. Can you please take a couple of steps, 2 or 3 forward? There we go, so that I can load a little bit more SRC members. Thank you. Right. And then my last list of 6, ladies and gentlemen, our 2025 faculty representative, starting with the Faculty of Law, we've got Mandela Mahlangu. Still coming. All right. Thank you, Mr. President. And then we've got our Business and Economic Sciences faculty representative, Khomotso Motolong. And while Khomotso makes her way, our Health and Sciences faculty representative, Mohale Letsalo. All right. Okay. All right. President, can I confirm that the 4 outstanding are still on their way? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, can we please give a big, hearty round of applause for our 2025 Student Council representative. And ladies and gentlemen, now I'm going to call upon Ms. Vuyo Bongela, our Acting Dean of Students, to do the taking of the oath. Can we please give her a round of applause? Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Program Director. Greetings to our Vice Chancellor, Professor Sibongile Mutwa, and all the DVCs and Executive Management. Can I please ask the SRC members to raise their right hand? Does everyone have the reading of the oath in front of them? You'll please follow after me, and you will mention your name and your portfolio as we read along. I, please, your name. I solemnly declare to uphold the SRC Constitution and to diligently execute the duties and obligations of the office of in the SRC or Student Parliament of Nelson Mandela University. In an endeavor to accomplish the vision and mission of the university, I will preserve the integrity and promote human rights, embrace diversity, and advance the transformation of the Nelson Mandela University. I pledge to work ceaselessly to advance the interests of students and that of Nelson Mandela University, foster good governance, and to use the university resources responsibly. I pledge to work ceaselessly to advance the interests of students and that of Nelson Mandela University, foster good governance, and to use the university resources responsibly. I will, to the best of my ability, strive to uphold and advance the unity of students and actively support and promote the ideas and programs that seek to advance the objectives of the SRC Constitution. I will, to the best of my ability, strive to uphold and advance the unity of students and actively support and promote the ideas and programs that seek to advance the objectives of the SRC Constitution. I solemnly swear. I solemnly swear. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, take one more look. And I think if my SRC has got their cell phones on them, don't you want a quick selfie moment? In 10, 9, 8, you better be clicking. 7, there we go, President. 6, there by the President. 5, this is your year, your opportunity. 4, 3, SRC, make some noise. Absolutely amazing bunch of student leaders. We're excited for the year. Extremely happy for you guys. And like Prof. Mutwa said, once again, congratulations. Right, guys, can we make our way back to our chairs, please? All right. Fantastic. Just give you a moment to to just gather the excitement and calm it down. All right, thank you. Thank you very much for that, Ms. Vuyo Pongela, our Acting Dean of Students, for the taking of oath. It was a very exciting moment for me there at the back. I could just see our senior managers with their phones on record, recording the oath, so that when you are sitting in a round table, they remind you of doing things the Mandela way. That's absolutely lovely. That's good. Always have leverage. Ladies and gentlemen, on my second last item on the address, and then Baba's now, I'm not even sure if they're going to lift him up with a song, but please put your hands together for our 2025 SRC President, Latita Mbuzwan.
Thank you very much. Once upon a time, there were two scholars. These scholars, Prof. Henri Kiet, were engaging. This one says, in fact, you can say protocol observed without you outlining your protocol. This other one says, no, in fact, when you say protocol observed, you must say, you must mention your protocol. And I wish this morning to agree with the second scholar and perhaps mention my protocol. Honorable Vice Chancellor, DVCs, Prof. Henri Kiet, Dr. Must I say Mkaya or must I say Dr. Mukimueng, Mr. Lutando Jack, and the executive of management that's here, SRC members, I want to greet you all. It is indeed a great honor, Program Director Mr. Yanga Lusasa, to stand in front of everyone after a very tiring and exhausting 3 months period of being SRC President at Nelson Mandela University. But I stand here today before you, humbled and honored to take this responsibility of leading the SRC at Nelson Mandela University. And I think as we gather here in this investiture ceremony, I am reminded of the power of collective effort and the impact that we can have when we work together towards one common goal. Over the past 3 months, our SRC has worked tirelessly to address the pressing issues of access enrollment, where we have ensured that we secure accommodation for unfunded students, implemented a Meal a Day initiative, organized toiletry drive for our students, established a bailout fund, which was a hope for many students who could not register, increased shuttle services and also provided dignified food parcels for our students. And I think that's what this SRC of 2025 should be characterized of ensuring that our students are in the best interest of the SRC. As we move forward, our theme for the year as the SRC is, I think this is something worth to note, SRC members, that empowering students and enhancing communities. This is the theme for the year for the SRC of 2025. Because when we do so, when we empower students, we better our communities. And that's what we need to do throughout the year with the months that are left in governance to ensure that when we do empower our students, imeko zamakhaya ethu, imeko zendawo esihlala kuzo nazo noko ziyazuza kuyo yonke lento siyenzayo. We strive to create a more inclusive and supportive campus environment where every student feels valued, heard, and empowered to succeed. However, must note the following. We gather here with heavy hearts as we remember our fellow students who left us far too soon. Their passing has left us wounded and has reminded us of the fragility of life and the importance of living each day with a purpose and compassion. We honor their memory by continuing to work towards a brighter future for all students. As we take oath today, we commit to upholding the values of our institution and serving the best interest of the student body. We pledge to be transparent, accountable, and responsive to the needs of all students. To my fellow SRC members, I urge you to continue or remain committed to the shared vision and to always put the needs of our students first. Let us work together to address the challenges that lie ahead and create a better future for our university community, in particular when we focus in the following key areas: enhancing student support services, including mental health resources and academic advising, improving campus infrastructure, including transportation and recreational facilities, promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion, and addressing issues of discrimination and marginalization, fostering a sense of community and belonging among our students through events and programs that promote socialization and engagement. In closing, I would like to leave with a quote from Nelson Mandela, which he said, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." Let us rise to the challenges that lie ahead with courage, resilience, and a deep commitment to the students and our communities. Thank you very much.
Ladies, once again, can you please give a big round of applause to our president, Latita. President, I love the line when you say, let us rise to the call, Grootman, and I believe you guys are equal to the task. So thank you for that amazing address from our SRC president. And then, colleagues, last but not least, on our program, we've got the vote of thanks, which will be done none but other my boss, Dr. Mtokozisi Ntuli, Director of Student Governance and Development. Because about my leader.
Thank you very much, Program Director, Mr. Losasa, the Vice Chancellor and Principal of this university, Professor Sibongile Mutwa, members of the executive management who are present this morning, the SRC President, the SRC Secretary General, all members of the SRC who are present here. We understand that some of them could not be here due to the academics, the writing test, and we also received some apologies from those students. But we are also recognizing them, the fact that they've apologized, they are part of this event. So the SRC, the central SRC, as well as the local SRCs, student leaders from various formations, that are recognized by this university, staff and students of Nelson Mandela University, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude this event, it gives me a great pleasure and privilege to obtain this opportunity to convey the vote of thanks, to acknowledge the collaboration, contributions, cooperation, as well as goodwill of numerous individuals when this event was organized, which is called the SRC Investiture, to officially welcome the SRC and to introduce the SRC to the university management team, as well as swearing them into the office by taking an oath of good governance and proper conduct. First and foremost, I would like to convey my heartfelt gratitude to the Vice Chancellor, Professor Mutu, for providing the esteemed speech and gracing this event. We express our sincere gratitude, VC, for sharing your valuable insight with us today. Your address was truly enlightening and thought-provoking. We also express our sincere gratitude to you, VC, for making time to attend the event despite your tight schedule. We are indeed indebted to you, Vice Chancellor. Siyabulela, siyabonga kakhulu, Mbembezi, Pungazi. We would also like to express our deep gratitude and appreciation to the Acting Dean of Students, Ms. Bongela. We express our sincere thanks to you for conducting the oath this morning, which involved the swearing in of the SRC member to take the oath of good governance and proper conduct. We also thank you, Ms. Bongela, for providing guidance and support to our programs and our initiatives. Furthermore, let me convey our sincere thanks to the members of MENCO and eMenco for making time to attend this event. My sincere thanks to you, Mr. President Latita Mbuzwana, for such a powerful speech that you've provided. Students are indeed led. And I like the concept that you touch on about enhancing student support and academic success, which then balances your out of classroom and in-class activities so that there's a seamless approach in servicing students. I also like to thank the SRC for participating, all of you SRC members, central and local, for participating, for availing yourself to this event. As the SRC, you'll be required to be part of what I call the community of practice, locally and nationally, with people who share a common interest or concern, so that we learn how to do something better by interacting regularly, fostering knowledge sharing and collaboration to advance the domain of your space. As the proverb, iron sharpen iron, which is Proverb 27, verse 17, meaning that as iron sharpen iron, so one person sharpens another. it emphasizes that you can improve each other through interaction and through mutual benefit, just as two iron plates sharpen each other. Similarly, each one teach one African proverb, it emphasizes the responsibility of those who learn to share their knowledge with others, promoting education and community upliftment. As student leaders, as SRC that has been inaugurated, I concurring with the address by the Vice Chancellor that you have a responsibility to uphold the values of Nelson Mandela University. In every decisions that you take, in every actions, in every choices that you make, you must always uphold those values of the university. Also, the constructive engagement, which was touched on by the Vice Chancellor, is critical. That if there are issues that are on the table, let's solve them in a constructive way. Constructive engagement, constructive engagement, and constructive engagement. Because this is a university where there are intellectual knowledge. So we need to create those spaces for engagement at all times. So we congratulate you for being elected as the SRC, and we'd like to take this opportunity to wish you well in your tenure. Vice Chancellor, while I was still conveying the word of thanks to the SRC, which inaugurated this morning, I also like to congratulate the first woman president of the Republic of Namibia, Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah. The very first female president in the Republic of Namibia. She is affectionately known as Triple NNNN, and she was inaugurated on the 21st of March 2025. That's during the Human Rights Day. So this is the testimony to the female leadership who is here to say you can emulate certain values, certain principles that will distinguish you from the rest. And this is extremely historic. It's an extremely historic event for the Republic of Namibia, but for the African continent at large. Then I would like to convey my special thanks to the various departments for the support. When I arrived at this university, I arrived at a time where there is access and enrollment program, and it was very busy. But I need to thank various departments that I was interacting with, which made my stay and my adjustment within this university becomes quick. And I'm going to mention them. Student admissions, the finance and revenue management, which is student financial aid and student accounts, protection services, student housing, different faculties of the university, 7 faculties that we interact with, Mtonjeni, student health services, student support services, the Madiba Sport, comms and marketing, universal accessibility and disability services, and many others. So that interaction has made me adjust quicker at Nelson Mandela University environment. Thank you very much for that. Okay, let me also convey my sincere thanks to my colleagues in student governance, Department of Student Governance and Development, for agility, due diligence, conscientiousness, and efficaciousness during the process of organizing this event, they were moving with speed in everything, which I really appreciate the efforts that the colleagues have made in the department. From the meticulous planning of this event to seamless execution, your dedication, colleagues in the department, and hard work are truly appreciated for making this day a momentous one. I would like to also thank the program director, the one of our own in the department, Mr. Yangalo Sasane, for coordinating this program so effectively. As I land, I would like to convey my gratitude to everyone who's here for taking time to join us today and for assisting us in making this event a huge success. Your presence, your participation, and enthusiasm have made this event truly special. We appreciate you being part of this, and I hope that you all have enjoyed the event and that you leave this venue with wonderful memories. Thank you all for making this day a memorable day. Thank you, Enkosi. Baya dankini.
Thank you very much, Doc. Ladies and gents, once again, our vote of thanks from Dr. Mtokosi Sintuli. Can we please give another round of applause? Yeah. I get Doc, once they call you my leader, then you know they know your office. And that's where the heated debates happen. And also where they will call the acting dean as well to come join in. But there's the nature of our space. We love it. We embrace it as it is, as we build our future leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a person that believes in doing things in record time where possible. I'm sure you would have seen your program supposed to end at 11. We finished it as in an hour, so 9 till 10. We are done now with our proceedings for the day. We would like to express a massive thank you to each and every one of you guys that are here with us. It's been absolutely amazing to be here with you as well as our online viewers as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. In terms of refreshments, because we finished a little bit earlier, the kitchen is working at a speedily pace to make sure that all things are ready, so we can step outside and use this opportunity to network. There are some things to mingle with the taste buds, so don't worry, everything shall be sorted. And as we sign off and log off on my side, thank you so much, and to my SRC, reach for the stars, because the bottom is overcrowded. Thank you. Thank you.